Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker joined by Keith Fuse. We have 8 races coming your way, and let's hope we're going to pick some winners today.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. I mean, beautiful skies, a little chilly out there today, but we're back. The track is fast, looking good, ready for some racing. This is a card, Naomi, though, that I kind of had to really will a couple winners, hopefully, on here. I was just trying to really kind of – they're not the biggest of fields, but I'm just trying to come through and get a few nuggets for some money. But it was a tricky little card. But, yeah, we'll get through it. Hopefully we'll have some winners for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I must admit, I was taking a closer look at a couple of these races, some of them very closely matched, wanting to kind of see, is there, a pace advantage for some of those in there. So, yeah, we'll talk you through it. But, of course, we want to make sure that you're aware of all the stakes action coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have our General George Barbara Fritchie Day Winter Sprint Fest, Saturday, February the 19th. I mean, always a big day for us to look forward to. I mean, aside from Preakness Week, this is our biggest race day here on this circuit. I mean, and of course the Maryland Million. We got two terrific days kind of throughout the year, but this is the highlight for me, definitely, in terms of your winter racing. This was the first big stakes day I did here at Laurel Park. So a bit of a special place for me anyway. Well, which race really always stands out for you?
Well, the Fritchie and the George, they've always been good. Some really, you go back, I even think Little Bowl John going way, way back. That's just some really good horses, some crack sprinters that we've been able to witness here on this racetrack. So looking forward to it. Saturday the 19th, get tied on. A big, big day.
And of course, that's a long weekend because on President's Day, we will also be holding live racing, 12:25 p.m. post time. So just a terrific weekend to really dive into the action here at Laurel Park. But let's have a look at the current track conditions. As you already highlighted, Keith, the track is fast. You can see that the team is working very hard here to make sure that it's in tip-top racing condition.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we had to deal with some unfortunate weather, some inclement weather. We're back, though, today. You see they've kind of scraped the adding a little bit, some dirt sand to the surface. So, we'll see how the times are, too. The track may not play a certain way. Times might be a little bit slower, but it's something that we're just glad to be back, right? We're back
Absolutely.
At it. So, yeah, let's go.
All right, let's get started here with that first race. Early pick 5 sequence commences there as usual. Nickel Claimers, no one is a 2 in their entire career. A mile and 16 around those 2 turns. Keith, you landed on the number 1, Tiny Tin. Look, I used him underneath. I would like to see him somewhat return to a little bit more of his closer running style. In his last couple, have just kind of dropped back, and I think that makes it very hard for any runner to really come up and grab the spoils. Now he's going to go second after a layoff here. I actually thought the only reason he was able to make up ground last time is because it was the 1-turn mile with that second wire. If he's going to do that kind of similar trick around 2 turns, I'm not sure it's going to work out.
Yeah, he's going to have to improve a little bit, as we talked about. As I said earlier, I'm trying to kind of just push some prices, some value, not necessarily, a stone cold lock top play, but I think offering the best value in this race. Horses in here, Naomi, just don't look like they want to get the distance. If they do, they want to do it without pressure. Dreaming of Carrots, the 4, might be the speed of the speed, but I think this horse will be pestered by Boondoggle, the 6 Boondoggle. But Tiny Tin, I think, outside to inside, shorter field, less clutter, less to deal with, might be able to just kind of stay towards the inside, save every bit of ground, and have this field come back to him. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but might reach in there and grab the exacta.
Yeah, I like Boondoggle because I think he's going to be tactically placed. I love JD remaining on board here. He's the kind of rider that really makes sure that the horse is in the right position, and nearly got the spoils, nearly cleared his condition in his last outing. So I like the effort that day. I think he can back that up here with another strong one.
Yeah, I think he can just kind of prompt the issue. I don't know if he wants to try to clear off from Dreaming of Carrots. They hooked up on the 17th of December. Dreaming of Carrots had a major excuse that day. But Boondoggle looks like the one that's going to be able to stay of the speeds if he's able to kind of just stay with Dream of a Carrot. So I'd just take a little flyer on the 1 to just kind of slowly, gradually get up there and maybe grab a piece.
Yeah, I took a bit of a shot on Rock and Run. Just incredibly unlucky in his last couple of runs. Perhaps he can turn the tide here. Charlie Marquez on board. Race number 2, we start that early pick 4 sequence. Look, Keith, I was comparing our ticket at the late pick 4. I saw Callie's Rainbow pick 6 and your early pick 4. We're all kind of doing the little bit of spreadiness. It doesn't feel like there's a proper single or standout here in the field today.
I completely agree. You see in race 3, I've got the 2 and the 5. They're kind of the outside horses. The 7 and 8, I think, look like the 2. They're going to get all the play right there in race 3. But I'll start you off with the 3, 5, and 6. I like Congress Hall in race 2. Could be the controlling speed. Race 3, we talked about the 2 and the 5. And then we're going to go 4, 5, 6. Free Square, got a stat on that horse for Lacey Gaudette. Probably going to be the favorite in there in race number 4. Race 5, we finish it up with the 1, 3, and 7. 7 coming in from New York for George Weaver.
Yeah, I definitely included that horse, even though she hasn't run much yet. So we'll see how they'll fare today. But obviously, unknown factor coming in. $27 flat for the early pick 4. Race number 2, mile and 16 a distance as well. Conditioned claimers, fillies and mares. And you already mentioning Congress Hall in here. You have her on top. I use the same horses in my exacta. We can go and look back at her last race, where she actually still had quite a lot to do at the top of the lane. But I thought she was very professional splitting horses, as you can see there. Really started to gear up towards the wire.
Yeah, settled off the pace, and they weren't going, that fast. It was a slower surface that afternoon. You see the variant of a 38. I know some people don't even look at that anymore, but just kind of relative. It shows you how kind of slowish the track was playing, but a good grinding run. Was able to work between horses. I think this horse can get to 2 turns, no issues, 2 for 3 at the distance. And looking at the field, Naomi, doesn't look like there's a lot of pure speed. We've seen this one close before at a route of ground. I think she's going to be right up with the pace.
Yeah, I use a runner on top to kind of try and find some more value. I think Love is Strong will take some of the money as well, but Congress Hall most likely going to be the favorite. And I thought that she looked very, very good last time out, where she very strongly tried to catch Miss Marino. That was over that 1-turn mile. Now gets back to the mile and 16. I hope that she can kind of reproduce that effort, and just trying to take a punt here without banking on the favorite too much. But I do think that Congress Hall in this spot is much the lady to beat.
I think she is. Brevery is a dropping, kind of a desperation move, and you're kind of looking between Brevery, Love is Strong. Love is Strong looks like she's going kind of the right way. Brevery is going to need this help and get the drop. She doesn't have a lot of speed. Will she get the help, or maybe her class will take her over the top? But
yeah, I use her underneath as well, but she really does need to return to form. Race number 3, a maiden claiming 10,000 to 8,000 event for the straight 3-year-old fillies. We're going at 6 furlong sprinting in here. And look, we use similar horses. I landed on Dao Me May before you, McMahon. I think she's going to be very, very forwardly placed, been campaigned over 5.5. She can definitely see out the 6 as well. She's also been actually very consistent when you look at her last 3, which for this level is certainly something that I prefer.
Yeah, again, out of a bigger field, had to be up with a quicker pace. I don't think the flow is going to be as demanding for her today. I think she can stay around, but I kind of go a little bit out of the box. The 5, she's got game nest, and not really out of the box lane, but badly beaten at a mile, but turning back in distance, adding Lasix with a freshening, dropping. And the horse that she dueled with last time at Parks came back to run a good, respectable number for the 25, sprinting, ran a 43 Beyer, which would put it right into the mix or maybe even win this race. So I'll go here second out for Ness. Ruby de Leon, a good improvement last time with the Lasix, second time Lasix here for Jerry Robb. I think we'll get that tracking position for a barn that's just absolutely red hot.
Yeah, and also bred to kind of run on anything. So I think Ruby de Leon, if there's still some moisture, even though we are coin fast, she might be able to deal with that too. I think She Got Game can be very dangerous, because after that race, couple of sort of fast morning works that make me think she's better than what she showed on that debut. So I use her in my exact, but it wouldn't surprise me if she just gets to the lead or gets close and just takes over and then absolutely put this race to bed, because she is relatively unexposed compared to some of the others in here.
She is. Comes off, it was down inside at Parks. We know how that can be a bad spot to be up there. I want to see aggressive ride from the gate.
Yeah, I use Kobe's Girl underneath as well. You do too for trainer Lacey Gaudette. Also, it's kind of been holding her own at this level. Now cuts back to that 6 furlong again, possibly the move to kind of just, make her see out that final half a furlong.
Yeah, just that chaser type, just, might need everything to really fall perfectly in front of her to get on by. I see a little flattening out late, just a little bit.
Yeah, I use her underneath for that reason. Maybe pick up a check and round out your exotic wagers. Race number 4, claiming 40 to 32,000, 1-turn mile the distance here. And look, we have a video on actually a Lacey Gaudette runner. We were just mentioning her. Free Square, who actually shot to the front like a bullet from a gun, but she got some pressure from Jason Takes Long. That's what we're looking at here right now. But that didn't seem to deter her. She really dug in deep, and as we'll see in just a second, actually comfortably moved away.
Yeah, it's like the number really didn't jump up any big, but visually a much better race. And I was a little bit suspect, looking at the breeding and everything, stretching out, but no, handled it no problem, took that pressure and was willing going away by 10. And yeah, there's going to be a little bit of pace pressure today, but looking at this trip, now drawing outside, might be able to just prompt the issue, may necessarily not want to even try to go right to the front. It's just stalk and pounce. We'll see what tactics that Toledo wants to take on Free Square. Here's a stat for Lacey Gaudet and Free Square. Last 3 years on the dirt, how about this one? 4 for 8, 50% with 3-year-old maiden winners last time out. ROI 789, pretty profitable angle there.
It's very profitable
for Lacey Gaudet.
I'm glad Free Square is my top pick to back that up with the stat that you pulled out.
Yeah.
But I just thought she did it so comfortably, clearly much the best. Now, that was the maiden 25 level, so this will be tougher. But like you said, I don't think she's a need to lead type because she had some company from Jason Takes Long, who actually won next time out as well. But she wasn't, you could tell that she wasn't fazed by that.
No.
And that's just something that you like to see in a thoroughbred, and especially one that now steps up to company that includes winners. So I think Free Square is well spotted in this space. I don't believe there's out and out some. I just, for the level, not seeing any of the heavy hitters that sometimes you would see turn up in here. You use the number 5 in your exacta relative layout for trainer Jamie Ness. Also broke his maiden last time out and now steps it up in here. But that was a very, very respectable race. Just kind of made that right move and kick clear as well.
Yeah, there's Jason Takes Long again. I like the way this horse settled, was able to move outside and make the good run, sustain the run. Lasix going on. The confidence that Ness has right now in this horse is telling me I think he's going to move up off of that recent win.
Yeah, I use Lord Mio underneath. I feel like the blinkers on might just mean that this 3-year-old is actually going to jump back forward, because if you look at his earlier career races, he liked to be part of the pace early. And his last couple was kind of a little bit of a form reversal in terms of his running style, and I don't think that worked out for him. So I like the blinkers coming on here. Claudio Gonzalez is also really starting to heat up again, and he's been, he's been up against some tough runners at that optional claim at first other than level. We know that can come up strong. I think he can come and grab a piece here.
This is the right little drop, I think. Confidence goes up. Blinker is on. Had issues the last couple times. Little rank early, pinch back at the break. Greenlee 3 races back and did beat your morning line favorite, Free Square, 3 races back. So, yeah, I expect this horse to be within range early on, not as far back today.
I think so. And just a highlight of how strong that race was, that last race up against Joe, stakes winner, who, might even, if all goes well, be going to look at race like the Federico Tessio, maybe Preakness down the line. So clearly a classy animal there. I think Lord Mio, very intriguing here. And Victor Carrasco as well, of course, one of the hottest jocks around at present. He keeps winning.
He is on a tear right now.
Yeah, so like him on board too. We'll just take a quick break, but stay with us. We are massively gearing up for Preakness 147. We'll touch upon that in the lightning round as well. Race number 5, maiden claimings 10 to 8,000 for fillies and mares 4 and 5-year-old. 5.5 furlongs a distance, and also the start of that late pick 4. Whereas I decided to go with a ticket, and Keith, I already said it. I couldn't really pin down a single, so I ended up spreading a little bit. Perhaps need to go a little bit deeper in race 8, so if you want to add some more, you can. But race number 5, I go 3 deep using the 1, the 3, and the 7. The number 3, Birthday Wish, my top selection. We'll get to that in just a second as we'll discuss race number 5. Go tighter in race 6, 4, and 8 here. I feel like Find Your Bows, if he gets the right kind of setup, can definitely jump up. I don't want to get shot out by him, but Haynes Fever to me has been running so well in his last couple, and he runs well on kind of anything. Last race, perhaps a little bit of a clunker, but I feel like he can come back to form. Race number 7, 2, 5, and 6 for me, and then in race number 8, that maiden 10. I liked Emma Devine because I feel like she's still got some improvement to do, very unexposed. I also use a first-time starter Mo Fire for Carl Duran, who actually can get a horse to run well on first asking. And Frisian Fire, 12% win with his first. Dan was a turf sprinter. We are sprinting on the main track, but I hope that translates a little bit. If you want to go deeper in here, because it is a maiden 10 and you know that they can jump up and do something, I highly encourage you to do so. But this is a good place to start, $18 flat. Race number 5 is the race that we're on right now, which is a 5.5 furlong event. Like I said, maiden claiming 10,000 to 8,000. And Keith, you started with the number 7, who I used underneath as well. Untamed Lady. Blinkers go on this time around. We're already mentioning George Reaver brings her over here. Dan won second out, and this lady is a full brother to a horse that also won second out at Gulfstream Park, maiden 16, and over a mile on the all-weather. So clearly, at least related to a couple of winners.
Yeah.
Not very encouraging first
start. No, not at all.
So I know that they're trying to find a different spot here, an easier spot. Seems like an easier spot for her, and I also think that the cutback is something that might just change things around.
It might work and can maybe stalk and move into this pace. I think the flow will be okay with the 1 Moon Biz and the 5 I Am Proud. They're going to be some speedy horses going to go out and battle for the lead. Just taking a little bit of a reach here. Weaver's had success shipping to Maryland the last several years, and this one, the blinkers go on and read the long comment, bumped at the brake, then kind of settled back while wide. Wasn't really asked to get into the race early. Maybe we'll see a little bit more aggressive tactics out of the gate here for the rider and kind of move up and maybe take that stalking position. Moonbiz, we've got a video, right? Do we have a video of that one?
Yep.
Yeah, let's look at Moonbiz's race. We're going
Two
back.
starts back.
Yeah, 2 starts back. This is the 12th of November and chased.
Albochinche.
Albochinche, who came back and whistled, right? That horse just galloped recently. I thought this was a pretty good run. Chased the pace, made a run into it, just couldn't quite get it done. Her speed is going to put her into this race. She's going to stay better than what she did last time as well. She was down against the grain of the racetrack, on the 19th. Didn't want any part of that. Catches the right field here today where her speed is going to make her stay around quite a ways. It's a good effort.
So
Pretty
well.
game.
I thought it was a good effort as well. We didn't see actually at the beginning, of course, she had the inside gate. She broke sharply inwards. She didn't help herself.
Okay.
Yeah, she came back and kind of still got that good position, but that wasn't the ideal start for her. So yeah, does have to make sure that she doesn't do that again here today. Same rail draw. But look, she's got a bit more experience under her belt now, but I thought it was a very tenacious effort to have her in second. I took a bit of a shot with the number 3 Birthday Wish for trainer Claudio Gonzalez, Angel Cruz. I do think she's going to catch some attention because Claudio doing very, very well here. Drops down from that maiden 16 and to the maiden 10 here. Has been campaigned higher. You can tell they thought quite highly of her, and perhaps at this point are kind of going, look, we need to give her some confidence. She also cuts back quite sharply to that 5.5. I think she's going to kind of make a move into the pace. As long as there's an honest pace, I think Birthday Wish can really come up with a good performance.
I think this is what she needs. She needs to sprint. She actually ran pretty good in debut in September on the turf. We'll see if she gets back to the turf once springtime hits. But, this is the right move. Yeah, questionable speed types, definitely. They're going to be out there, the 1, the 5, and maybe even the 7. Even El Milagro might show a little bit. But this looks like the race. If she doesn't get over the top here, I don't know. Maybe just wait for the turf. We'll see.
Yeah, perhaps kind of a last chance move, and otherwise they wait for the turf, because that was her career. Well, one of her better performances, of course. That second start over 6 furlongs was pretty decent too. So I just feel like she wants to get back to those sprinting distances and an easier group.
Yes,
so I think
no
that both is going to help her. Race number 6, conditioned nickel claimer here, mile and 16 the distance as well. Do a video spotlight on mile and an 8th, distance here. Video spotlight on 2 the runners here. We see Haynes Fever more forwardly placed. Find Your Bows. Deep closing effort. Now Haynes Fever likes to get himself up and amongst them, which I think is, highly encouraging. Run very, very well that day. That was on a muddy going, keeps on fighting for it, just kind of gets outdone. But then Find Your Bows, you can see the number 3 there, made up about 10 lengths in the final quarter.
Yeah, it was a good ride there. Louis was able to save ground most of the way, just kind of had to navigate through a little bit of traffic from between horses. But I thought Haynes Fever, with that wide trip, made a good run into it, was dead game to the wire. I don't know what happened last time. I expected him more forward. You see the short comment, lagged wide and dull. You'll see a different Haynes Fever today. I think he will be up with the pace in another field where, I guess the 5 is going to go. I know it's what's known as the burn, probably will send off. But Haynes Fever should just be able to lap on that one by the time they hit the 3/8. Hopefully take over from there and hold on.
I think so as well. And of course, a mile and eighth has a little bit more time to gain position before the bend. But as long as he's right up there, I hope that he's able to do so, because that's his best running style. That's where he's comfortable. So Haynes Fever, as long as John Avello gets him involved early, I think he's going to put his best foot forward. Like I said, bit of a clunker last time out, but you agree with me that he is going to come back probably better here today. I guess we all have an off day, so let's hope Haynes Fever had one and returns to form in here. Optional claim is started allowance for race number 7, 5.5 furlong sprinting distance here. Fillies and mares, 4-year-old and up. And look, we are quite different in this field.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your top selection here. Azura for trainer Anthony Ferrier cuts back to that 5.5. Good win effort last time out, actually kind of closing into a bit of a slow pace. That was 7 furlongs, but they weren't in a hurry early at all.
No. And to think he's got enough confidence to bring her here, track she's never been on. And the barn is just on a roll right now. I think she's just got the right kind of setup. She's got the style that works for this race. I struggled with the morning line as a 6-horse field, but it was really difficult to separate these horses from an odds standpoint. I mean, Ranchar, I think, will be your longest price, but I'm going to use the one. I think back with Enrique Maclovio Enriquez has got a shot. I think this horse is liable to bounce back off the last race. But, no, I think Azura will be able to get it done first time over this surface.
Yeah, I use Awesome View just based on the fact that she's very, very fast early. I hope Johan is going to give her a nice sort of stalking or leading position wherever she'll find herself. I think she's fast enough to even get to lead if she really wants to. There is some speed on her inside here. But look, she's just been in absolutely terrific form. Won 2 of her last 3 races. Never off the board in her last, I think it's 5 or 6 races. Just ultra consistent. Had a break. Comes back here. This is going to be her second start. She's still unbeaten here at Laurel Park. So just a lot of things to like about her.
Yeah, she got a really good ride last time, too. I remember patient ride, was able to slip through to the inside and challenge. Now goes first for a new barn. Outside to force the pace. We'll see. The 2 horses pretty quick. Tequila Fog, there you go again with Ferrier. It could be a Ferrier exactly. That one should rally into it.
Yeah, I use Tequila Fog underneath as well. Of course, Ferrier really hitting his stride and gets Arnaldo Boca Chica to come over, one of his main riders up at Charlestown, who does very well. So anytime I see him on a horse, I kind of want to pay attention here. Race number 8 is the final race on the card for us today. Maiden claiming 10,000 to 8,000 for this 3-year-old fillies and 6 furlongs at distance here. We do have a video spotlight of a little bit of trouble on the horse that I use on top. You have her in your exact Emma Devine. You can see her there just after the start. Plenty of pace on her inside. I actually thought they were going very fast. Look at that. 22 and 4 for the first quarter for Maiden 10.
Yeah.
And she was right there.
46 and 2. And then heading into the turn, we're going to see this. Ross just kind of right there. I don't know if she just, the horse got surrounded, wasn't comfortable there for a split second, Naomi, and then just had to take up. She loses it. She's kind of, you saw the head kind of trying to get out, lay out a little bit. Once he got her going past the 8th pole, she actually finished up okay. I know it says 8th beat and 11, but past the wire, you saw a little bit of a flash with her. So I think now maybe they'll tweak something for the equipment. She's got the LASIX. I think she's going to be right up towards the front in this. You saw the speed there. She had it. She'll be up close.
I think she just, we do see that a little bit at this level. I think she just got a little bit annoyed when she got taken back. She just wasn't really part of it. Threw the toys out of the pram, as we like to say. I'm not entirely sure if he should have taken back. I think she could have held her own position there. So hopefully today she won't get kind of shut out like we saw on that bend. I think she can do touch better. That was 2 weeks ago. At least has that race under her belt. You landed on number 1 superiority for Annette Eubanks. So now, first start for the Eubanks stable was with Hugh McMahon before. Has not shown that much yet, aside from a couple of races that she showed some early contention before dropping back.
That was the key. Debut muddy, step slow, rushed. I'm just looking for speed in this group. Hopefully something can kind of get out there and go. So 2 excuses, even last time out. And then it's sandwiched in between the 19th on the inside, not the place you wanted to be December the 19th. So lots of excuses. This is it. This is your chance here, superiority. Try to go ahead and break and go from the rail.
Yeah, I use her underneath that. And ended up in my exact using one of the first time starters in it, especially the maiden 10 level. Those are the kind of horses you definitely look for. Mo Fire for Carl Duran. Frisian Fire, 12% winners with his first. That was a turf sprinter. It did take her time to break her maiden, but I'm thinking that Xavier Perez, being, a very sharp rider, really gets them up there. Might just get Mo Fire in a good position.
Man, this is the kind of field you want to make your debut in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Very doable field. I actually used the other first-time starter as well, Jamaican, because Creative Cost with his 3-year-old versus much higher than industry standard, 17% winners, better than his 2-year-olds. So just taking, a minor angle here on the number 2 Jamaican for Donovan Houghton, with Kevin Gomez aboard as well. That will do it for the handicapping segment, but we've got plenty of topics to talk about in Lightning Round. Well, now it's actually 14 weeks and 6 days. Yesterday, on the dot, 15 weeks until the Preakness 147. Of course, we're looking at Ron Bauer coming up with a strong run there. What a terrific race that was, Keith. I'm looking forward to this year. What were your thoughts on Preakness 146 winner Ron Bauer there from Mike McCarthy?
That was good. It was a profitable Preakness for the press box. But Ron Bauer we liked. A great call by Rodman as always. He's the best. And that was a really good weekend of racing. We had a lot of great finishes, especially for your newer fans. It really maybe that was their first time ever to the track. They were given a really, really good show last spring. Hopefully we can duplicate it. We'll see.
I always enjoy revisiting these terrific stakes days, and of course hopeful looking towards that next big day. But the reason I brought it up here is that we had Joe possibly softly targeted perhaps for a Preakness tilt, looking for maybe a Federico Tessio run. It's still a little bit up in the air, but it would be terrific to have a Maryland bred kind of take it slow. I think the owners mentioned that they didn't want to rush him and put him on the Kentucky Derby trial, but maybe look for that home race here, the Preakness come in here fresh, which would be absolutely terrific. Of course, Joe trained by Michael Trombetta, ridden by the very hot Victor Carrasco, who I remember was going up to Delaware to work this horse every week because they thought so highly of him. So I'd love to see him come up here and get a starting or get a bench in the Preakness.
That would be cool.
Great?
I mean, that's the right way to do it. I read the release, and the owner, he was saying the right things. That's the right path, I believe, what they've kind of got scoped out. I hope it works for me. Always love to have the local talent there representing in the Preakness.
Yeah, and fun fact, because I was also reading up on the reason he was named Joe. He's named after the current president, Joe Biden, who's a family friend of the owner and breeder, Stuart Grant. So, Joe for the Elkstone Group lining up in Preakness named after the president would be pretty cool story. So fingers crossed they'll make it there. Another stakes winner that the plans are still up in the air is Wonder Where Craig is 3-time stake winner, including most recently the Fireplug Stakes. You see him right there. Aside from the Grade 3 Bolt Ruler at Belmont, he was DQ'd from the Grade 3 De Francis Memorial Dash last fall. Of course, the question is he going to go to the Grade 3 General George on February 19? Or maybe even possibly go to Dubai. That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough one to make. And I tell you right now, though, he is on his game. We'll see what the timing is, how the connections. Let the horse tell them. What looks like the best spot. Which way should we go? But man, that was a really good performance last time out.
I agree. Trained by Brittany Russell for Grand Michael Dubb, Madigat Stables and Bethlehem Stables partnership. So definitely connections that are going to look at what is right for the horse to do. But of course, Dubai riches are very enticing. Possibly would be the Group 1 Golden Shaheen on March the 26th. Now, yesterday, we had a Kentucky Derby prep at Gulfstream Park, the Holy Bull. Now, this Kentucky Derby prep served as a stepping stone for Kentucky Derby victors Go for Gin 1994, Funny Side 2003, Barbaro, and this runner here, White Abario, dominated the Grade 3 Holy Bull. You can see him there, took a nice lead of Galt, took over, and he was gone. Trained by Seffi Joseph, ridden by Tyler Gaffleon. Very, very impressive performance there.
It was. And I think even the horse that ran third ran quite well. Mo Donegal, 8-5 there. Just kind of wasn't really grabbing the racetrack, was down inside, shifted down, and really, you saw that close with a flourish. Second place finisher, Simplification, was able to hang on there after some trouble out of the gate. But take nothing away from the victor. That was a good performance. Was able to kind of battle outside. Got pretty relaxed fracture. You really look at it on that racetrack, not bad, moderate, and was able to go on with it and finish through the wire.
Yeah, no, very, very enjoyable race to watch. And of course, great to see our partner Track kick things off here with a lovely Kentucky Derby prep. Now, we're nearly done with the lightning round, but before you go, make sure you know that you got a $1,000 sign up bonus with our preferred wagering partner, First Bet. Limited time offer only. And of course, with the General George Barbary Fritchie weekend coming up, who wouldn't mind having a bankroll like that?
You may want to get it right now. Exactly. Pad that bankroll. Take advantage of the bonuses that First Bet offers. You can't go wrong.
Absolutely. Well, that will do it for us for the morning show. I'll be back this afternoon with Calais Francois. But of course, you'll be keeping an eye out upstairs. I wish you best of luck.
You got it. I'm going to need it, as I do every day, need the luck. But yeah, good luck, everybody.